Hi, I'm Brett with Graphic Policy. We're here at AwesomeCon with the guys behind First Law of Mad Science. I want you to introduce yourselves.
I'm Oliver Mertz.
Mike Isenberg.
All right, so I think first things first, tell us about the comic itself.
So it's a sci-fi horror comic about a super scientist inventor creates cyber eyes, which are cybernetic retinal implants, let people zoom in and see great distances, record what they're looking at, see beyond the normal visual spectrum. Ends up becoming a wildly popular, world-changing invention because it's so cheap and easy to get that 2/5 of the whole world end up getting these cyber eyes the first year they're on the market. But the problem is, after that first year, they realize the very first test subjects to have gotten the implants, including the inventor's own son, are all starting to see things. They're seeing weird little creatures everywhere that no one else can see. They have to figure out, is it a hallucination? Is it a problem with the technology? Are these creatures a real thing they've come in contact with? Whatever the case, they have to figure it out before the problem spreads to everyone with the cyber eyes, causing worldwide panic and hysteria. And that ends up pulling the scientist and his family into a high-stakes, globe-trotting mystery adventure. They cover ancient civilizations, corporate conspiracies, sinister cults, and killer robots.
That's a lot. Okay. So how did the actual comic come about? Like, where did the concept come from, and how did you guys get together?
Well, so we're old friends. We've known each other since we were 11 or so. I actually grew up here in the DC area in Bethesda, and Mike had moved up to New York. I was still living down here, and I guess it was the end of 2008. Mike came down to visit family, to hang out, and we were having lunch. And I had been working on this story idea. And I just mentioned it to Mike, and he was like, oh, what if you did this? And he sort of ping-ponged it back to me, and I was like, oh, that's good. And we sort of went back and forth. And that day, we actually ran back to his parents' house, because that's where he was staying, visiting. And we grabbed the first pad we could find, and we started writing down ideas. And then we said, all right, look, neither of us have done this before. If we're going to be serious about this, let's be serious about this. And we set up a schedule. We actually met, it was 3 or 4 times a week for a year and a half. We actually wrote and plotted out the first 12 chapters of this story, which is the first story arc, the first arc. And we really wanted to know where we were going, and we learned along the way. And we didn't want to approach an artist and have sort of a half-boiled idea, just do one issue. We really wanted to have it set, because it's a pretty involved mystery, and there are a lot of threads. So we had to know where we were going and how we were going to hit that. So we wrote for a year and a half, and then we actually found our artist, Daniel Lapham, online. We met him online, and we've been working with him since 2010. We're 5 issues in, working on issue 6 now, and so far so good.
So I know you guys have been around for a decent while. I've seen you at cons. You're doing a Kickstarter, which started like last Sunday night. All right. So how did the Kickstarter come about? Like, why go that route? And tell us, I guess, a little bit about it. Who wants it?
Well, we had done Kickstarter actually for our first and our second issues, just to sort of get us started, get us money to pay our artists and do printing. We realized that sort of trying to do one for every issue wasn't necessarily feasible. It wouldn't. It's sort of people. People sort of get tired. So we haven't really gone back since 2011. But we're at the point now where we have enough material to collect it into a trade and to print it in color, which we haven't been able to do for the issues. So, but we don't really have the funds. We're not particularly well capitalized business as far as that goes. We're 2 guys who write a comic. So we're hoping the Kickstarter can help us out again and help get this book out.
All right, so the Kickstarter's to colorize the series and to put it in a trade.
Well, it's already been, the digital editions have been colorized, so it's already in color. But
Printed in color.
It hasn't been printed in color before.
So what are some of the pledge levels that folks can give and the cool incentives that there is?
For $25, you get the trade itself, which is 164 pages. And then for $35, we actually, we're doing a 68-page anthology issue called Science Club Mixtape. And that's actually written and illustrated by some terrific artists and writers. We thought we would give them a crack at taking at our characters and our world, and it's been pretty great what they've come up with. Some of those guys are Frank Barbieri, who does Five Ghosts, Jason Copeland, who does Pop for Dark Horse, Sean Von Gorman, who does Toe Tag Riot. Just really immensely talented people. Jeff McComsey, who does Fubar, Connor and Anthony, who do Kill Shakespeare. Like, they're all way more talented than us. They really are.
It's a hell of a list of creators.
They're just super nice people, friends that we've met doing, you do kind of, and and it's just it's great to collaborate with them to create something together, and we're just honored that they would help us out with that. So yeah, for $35 you get that anthology plus our trade, and digital copies. And then we have other T-shirt rewards and some original art rewards as well. Really, I'd say if you check it out, at the very least you'll see a video of us making fools of ourselves. So that's
the highest level award that Oliver put in there as a joke is for $500. Apparently, people can get a karaoke night with me, which I didn't.
So I didn't actually tell Mike that I was putting that in there, but Mike loves karaoke, and sometimes after a few drinks, it can be really painful. I'm sorry I have to bring this on camera, but it can be really painful, but also amazing, also fantastic. So if you're just really thinking, I want to support this.
Need a karaoke partner.
If you need a karaoke partner, he is the man. I'll show up too. I just want to watch I'll maybe bring earplugs, but I want to watch the amazing karaoke stylings of Mike Isenberg.
All right, so final thing is, for each of you, why should people pledge and give to the Kickstarter?
Because it's a good story. I've always, from the beginning, focused on trying to make something that we would want to read, and that we haven't really been seeing on the shelves. And so that's what we did, and I think from the response we've gotten from other people are feeling the same way about it. It's something that other people want to read as well. So
I'll say, I agree with that, obviously, but I'll also say the amazing art. The artist that we work with, Daniel Lapham, is just phenomenal. When you see his art, and we have samples pages up on the Kickstarter, you'll just be blown away. He just does a fantastic job.
Cool. So you can go and check out Kickstarter now and give and pledge. So that's right here from AwesomeCon. You can check them out online.